And this is a quite dense and complicated subject, and I'm actually, I follow business and economic news, right? But let's try to break it down in chunks. First, give me your overall sense about this and why you're against the return of the excess funds of GOCCs to the National Treasury.
Can we pipe in? Let's try to simplify this as much as possible. Why should people care about this?
Yes. Yes, okay. So I'd like to begin by saying that this has long been coming. This was authorized by Congress in the 2024 General Appropriations Act, particularly in the special provisions of the unprogrammed appropriations. Now, why is this concerning? Why is the directive to sweep the cash or the undisbursed, unutilized funds of GOCCs concerning? It's because it's meant to be used based on the special provision that I mentioned earlier for the unprogrammed appropriations. And the unprogrammed appropriations basically acts like a standby fund, and it cannot be used in the middle of the fiscal year. What's supposed to be prioritized are the things that have been budgeted in government agencies, including the subsidies of GOCCs like PhilHealth. That's just one dimension of it. The other dimension of it is how the government, particularly the DOF, ordered the GOCCs basically to return unused funds. And again, as I said, this was precipitated by that authorization made by Congress in the 2024 General Appropriations Act. So in essence, it was a directive to the DOF, and therefore the DOF had no choice but to implement it, and the GOCCs definitely had no choice as well but to comply. Again, why is this concerning? Because, for example, in the case of PhilHealth, there are two laws that basically mandate PhilHealth to receive funds from national government via the total tobacco excise tax collections that's mandated under the sin tax law. 80% of the 50% that will go to the national government is supposed to be a share of PhilHealth. And the Universal Healthcare Act also says that PhilHealth's excess funds and its income cannot be diverted to another national government agency or another GOCC, a government corporation, as we call it. But now what we're seeing is the national government via the DOF's department order is ordering GOCCs to return excess funds. But even if we say that these excess funds have not been used by GOCCs like PhilHealth, the truth is these were budgeted for certain programs, projects, and activities of these GOCCs. They are mandated to deliver certain public goods and services. And so it cannot really be an excuse that they are unable to spend what was given to them. However, taking away the funds from these GOCCs like PhilHealth is not the solution. The solution is to improve the capacity of PhilHealth to implement its mandate, basically to provide insurance for the ordinary Filipinos. So why would the DOF, why would Congress in the first place direct the national government to take out funds from agencies like PhilHealth that are supposed to deliver public goods and services? In the case of PhilHealth, obviously, that's universal healthcare. Are we saying now that we don't need the excess funds anymore to implement the Universal Healthcare Act? Are we saying that PhilHealth has already implemented the Universal Healthcare Act 100%, such that there is no longer need for those funds? Second, where did the excess funds come from? Are these excess funds because they have really not been utilized? Are they from the subsidies that PhilHealth received from the national government, which again is mandated under the sin tax law? Were these funds income of the PhilHealth, meaning revenues that come perhaps from direct contributions? Were these dividends from the investments of PhilHealth? We do not know. All we know is that there is a mandate for PhilHealth to return the funds and that they have returned 20 billion pesos. The other matter, the third point there is we do not know also how this will be used. And that's why the bloated unprogrammed appropriations is problematic. Now, the unprogrammed appropriations, I used to work in the Department of Budget and Management, and I know for a fact that the unprogrammed appropriations only had 6 general or broad line items.